later on today or maybe tomorrow morning, I got to ask you guys, like, what was the most that you were anticipating doing on your vacation and it just ended up being like a big old disappointment? You know, like, for me, going to see the Liberty Bell for the very first time, that thing sucked, man.
It's smaller than anticipated.
It's teeny, man. It's like
it's not teeny.
It's like a dinner bell.
It is not a dinner bell. It is not that small.
So I was telling you guys before I left for this safari down in South Africa, and I got so many things to tell you guys. I'm just going to break it up in parts. That this diving with the sharks, cage diving with the sharks, I was super excited about.
I was excited for you.
It sucked.
No way.
Yeah, man.
I can't believe that.
So I was in just outside of Cape Town.
Because they kept you safe?
Yeah, but it's
and you came back with all of your limbs?
I know, I'm like, how bad could it be if you came back alive?
This sounds like a pretty damn good time to me.
I guess I was.
Were you in water with sharks?
Somewhat.
What were your comments afterwards? You guys need to be more sharky.
No, it's just that, you know, like when you see it on TV, like on the BBC or whatever, you see this cage that is this big cage that is slowly lowered into the ground, and you're surrounded on all four sides by sharks, and they're trying to get at you, and, you know, they're throwing chum around the cage, and you should be able to see them while you're under the water. That's the experience that I really wanted.
You have to be able to scuba dive to do that, right?
Yes.
Do you can you?
I was ready for one of those resort courses that I could take in the morning, and then I could do 15 feet and then almost be eaten by sharks later on that day. That wasn't it at all. Okay, so in reality, it's a cage, a rectangular cage that holds about 20 people. So you are shoulder to shoulder with 20 others. And the cage is connected to the side of the boat.
Okay.
That's a good thing.
Okay? Right. Half of it is above the water. Half of it is below the water, but you're attached to the boat. You are standing on a bar, right? And you've got your hands above the water, waiting for the sharks to come around. And when the sharks come around, they throw the chum in the water, you hear somebody from the boat go, "Okay, now dip your head in the water."
You got to duck down.
While you're standing on this bar, you got to duck down. All right. You try to find the sharks, and it's murky water, and they're kind of grayish whitish, so you can barely even see them anyway. So you duck down under the water totally with your snorkel on. Don't even really need a snorkel.
So you're not diving with sharks. You're snorkeling with sharks.
No, there's no snorkeling. You're standing. There's no swimming element to it whatsoever.
Okay.
You're standing on a bar,
Got it.
lowering yourself when they tell you the sharks are approaching.
Okay.
And then once they're gone, which is about 2 seconds, then you come back up and all 20 of you stand there and you wait for the sharks to come back. And then when one is approaching and they put the chum in the water, they're like, "Back in the water!" You lower yourself back in the water. There's no swimming, no exercise, no danger, no nothing.
Was other people, did they have the same sentiment on the boat back, on the ride back? Was everybody kind of like slightly disappointed? Or were you the only one that had higher expectations?
I don't know. I didn't really talk to a bunch of them, but nobody was really saying like, "Oh, hey." I mean, you had a whole bunch of crew. You're not going to go, "Guy, your trip sucks."
They throw you overboard as chum for the next trip if you say that.
And I might be a little bit more ambitious than others, but it did not work for me.
It sounds like you'd have a better shot at shark spotting at Universal Studios on the Jaws ride.
No, there's plenty of them. I mean, it's actually more fun to watch them from up top on the boat.
Oh, I bet.
Than it is to actually
Might
be
as
in the
well have. What was the point of the cage?
So stupid, man.
Kaylee, what?
Okay, I mean, I was so excited for Bert to like go on this, and he got like the Groupon of shark dives. Like that is who signed you up for that janky adventure? Because there are better ones, I promise.
In South Africa, there are, or
Yes,
Okay,
there
yeah.
are.
Yeah, it sucked.
You went for the old duck and peek.
That's all it was, bro.
Oh, man.
That's all.
You got to do it again.
All right.
The Bert Show.